What is good, everybody, man? This is your guy, Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. So, I get to do a live draft. Finally, I've been trying to get on to do a live draft, but I've not been able to. So, you guys will get to see me live doing a draft and kind of like doing my strategies, and then you kind of get to see what goes on through my mind as I do my drafts. This particular league that I'm going to be drafting for is going to be in about 9 minutes, and it's a 14-man league, and um, it's one quarterback league, also two flex spots, and the quarterbacks, like it's I think it's 4 points per touchdown instead of six. So for me, my strategy would be getting quarterback, getting the quarterback as late as possible. But if I see a running quarterback that I like, then you best believe that I'm going to go ahead and get that guy. So give me a moment while I pull up my screen. So while I'm waiting, I was doing a mock draft. I'm going to share the mock draft screen. And I did a strategy to where if I took Cooper Cup in the first round at pick 7, so I'm drafting out of the 7th spot. So I said, let me go ahead and just do a mock draft to kind of see what my team looks like. So it's like, do I go ahead and go stud wide receivers since it's a half PPR? So when it's half PPR, it kind of just takes away from what I would normally do in full PPR, especially getting my PPR type running backs. But if you're going to go for just points and just say, hey, let me just go for the most points, let me just get the most points, period, then you want to go stud, right? You want to go stud. So it's going to be interesting because usually I go RB heavy. Even though these running backs, they do get hurt easily. But if I see a wide receiver like Keenan Allen or a Mike Evans, you best believe that I most likely want one of those guys, but I definitely have to get a stud running back for sure. So now that I have Nick Chubb, I'm okay with Nick Chubb manning one of my running back spots. And then maybe now I can go ahead and get the stud wide receivers, even though that there's tons of wide receivers in the draft. Um, so I don't have to necessarily just go running back, and then go a running back that's not as good just to say, hey, I got a fourth running back. I'm not an Ezekiel Elliott fan whatsoever, both in fantasy and in real life. But Ezekiel Elliott in a 14-man third round is actually great value. But if you guys listen to yesterday's show, I did talk about Ezekiel Elliott versus Breece Hall. So I would normally go Breece Hall at this spot over Ezekiel Elliott. But if Keenan Allen is right there, then I'm most likely going to go ahead and grab Keenan Allen just because of the 100 catch upside that Keenan Allen has every single year. So for me, my very next pick would be Keenan Allen. And then I have to hope that I can find another running back in the fourth round, which, you might see Keenan Allen just went. So that made my decision easy. You'll see guys like Damone Pierce. You'll see guys like J.K. Dobbins is available. That's a pretty good get right there. Cam Akers is available. Josh Jacobs. So this being a half PPR, I'm always going to get that upside player. So for here, it could be Ezekiel Elliott. It could be, I'm going to go Ezekiel Elliott just because. So now I have Ezekiel Elliott and now I have Nick Chubb. Even though I'm not an Ezekiel Elliott fan, he's still good value in the third round. At least I'm sure of what Ezekiel Elliott would give me opposed to what Breece Hall would give me. And most times that I've done 10 or 12-man leagues, Breece Hall have, ended up on my team in the fourth round. He's not going to make it to me in the fourth round in this draft. He just went. So coming back around, I have a decision to make. Either I go Lamar Jackson because running does matter, right? So I already got 2 running backs. So if I have 2 running backs, I feel comfortable going quarterback. There's Lamar Jackson, there's Kyler Murray, and then there's Trey Lance. Those are some of the guys that I'm looking at. So Lamar Jackson, I feel, is going to rush for 1,200 yards this year. Jalen Hurts is not going to outrush Lamar when Lamar is healthy. Although Jalen Hurts did have 784 yards rushing last year with 10 touchdowns. But we've seen Lamar get 10 touchdowns before. I trust Lamar's rushing upside more than any of these guys. Kyler Murray, he's good, but he suffered some, through some injuries last year. So if I had to get one of these rushing or running quarterbacks, it's going to be either Lamar, it's going to be Kyler Murray, or it's going to be even Trey Lance. I like Trey Lance, but Trey Lance is the guy that I'm going to get later. So being a 14-man league, even though I'm picking like smack dab in the middle, let me see what's all out here. So you have, if you're looking at points, right? You have Jalen Waddle, he's out here, but then the Tyreek Hill thing scares me. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a lot of mouths to feed out there. If I just go ahead and go stud tight end in George Kittle and then lock up tight ends and just call it a day, or do I go Darren Waller? So for this, I'm going to just go George Kittle just because I run out of time. So these are some of the decisions that are going to be going through my mind. To be honest, I should have went Darren Waller. I trust Darren Waller more than I do George Kittle. But it is what it is. Grabbing either or, it's great value in the fourth round. And in the fifth round, this is probably where I would possibly go. So I could have waited fifth round to go ahead and grab the Dalton Schultz. So these are some of the decisions that I have to make in this draft. And the draft is coming up in 3 minutes. So it's kind of good to, do a mock draft, be in a simulation.
Here's the thing about the 7th pick. Everyone is sleeping on you. Nobody in this draft is like, got to watch out for pick 7. It's never been said. But what if I told you that the 7th pick actually produced more league winners last season than any of the first 6? It's true. You pick early enough that in round 1, you're still getting a player who might reasonably emerge as the most valuable name in fantasy. Think about it. Where did Jonathan Taylor go last season? He went in the back half of the first round. And you'll never have to wait long between picks. That's great for short attention spans and for all sorts of purposes. So this is actually a sneaky good spot. Go win this thing.
All right. Good message. Good message. So with my last pick, I'm going to make this last pick, then I'm going to log off here. I do like Rashard Bateman a lot this year. I like Josh Jacobs a lot as well. You have Elijah Moore, another one of my guys. Maybe I should have went Lamar Jackson and then paired up with Rashard Bateman, but it's all good. I'm going to go ahead and go Rashard Bateman. So this is what my draft is looking like. It's interesting because I would definitely love more running backs out after the first 5 picks. I have 2. So it's like the longer you wait, then you see guys like Tony Pollard, you see guys like Ramondre Stevens. Those are going to be the guys that are going to be available. So you want to load up on as many stud running backs as possible. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to go ahead and hop into the actual draft. So that's enough of that. Let me go ahead and hop into the actual draft. It's showtime. I'm excited for this league. This is a big money league. This league is $150, and winner takes, I believe, it's $1,200. So it's big money involved in this league, and I got to do it right. I got to do it right if I want to, win this thing. So you play to win. You just don't play just to play. You play to win the game. Like Herm Edwards always says, you play to win the game. You don't play just to play it, right? So with all that being said, who has been selected so far? I think Jonathan Taylor just went off the board. The bad thing with Yahoo is that it's not showing you. Okay, so now it's showing me the picks. Jonathan Taylor just went. Hopefully a guy like Christian McCaffrey falls to me because people might say, oh, Christian McCaffrey stays hurt. Hopefully somebody goes for Cooper Kupp super early, which is fine because my objective coming out of this draft is to come out with 3 to 4 stud running backs. And then with wide receivers, I can just play the waiver wires. I can get lucky getting one of those rookie wide receivers that really takes flight, maybe a Chris Olave. So that's my strategy going into this thing. Let me see who goes. Christian McCaffrey went pick number 2 overall. So far, so predictable. Austin Eckler just went 3, which I'm not surprised. In every draft that I've had, whenever I end up with the number 3 or number 4 pick, I've taken Austin Eckler every single time. So next on my board in terms of trying to get a stud running back, you have Dalvin Cook right here. You have Derrick Henry right here. Those are about the guys that I want. But let's say for some odd reason that all the stud running backs are gone, at pick 7, I feel comfortable taking a Cooper Kupp. Because with Cooper Kupp, you know what you're going to get. It's going to be solid. It's going to be solid with Cooper Kupp. He's durable. I mean, he was the best player in fantasy last year, right? Cooper Kupp had 367 points last year. He's not going to do the same thing he did last year this year, but so Cooper Kupp just went, so I don't have to worry about him. I can just mark him off of my board. But in the mock draft that I just showed you guys saw that Cooper Kupp fell to me at 7, and there was a value that I had to take. So I'm hoping that I get to pick either Dalvin Cook or Derrick Henry. That would be love. I'm just hoping that one of those two guys fall to me. And then with my next, Derrick Henry just went. So all I'm looking at right now is Dalvin Cook. If Dalvin Cook goes, then you best believe I'm going to get Justin Jefferson. You just got to get the best value. And oh snap! So Justin Jefferson just went, which I was just talking about. So I'm going to take Dalvin Cook, which is perfectly fine. He fits that mold of a stud running back. A guy that usually around 1,200 yards rushing, around 10 touchdowns, and then hopefully he gets big upside receiving this year. You see, Joe Mixon just went. So this is a draft where running backs are going to go, and they're going to go like crazy. So if I'm smart, I got to draft as many running backs as I can, especially stud running backs as I can, because in a 14-man league, when you start dealing with injuries, you'll see that it's so hard to replace running backs. So all these guys that are going wide receivers early, and I mean, it's fine. When you get a Stephon Diggs or a Devontae Adams, even a CeeDee Lamb, right? These guys are potential studs to be or whatever, because we've not seen anything out of CeeDee Lamb. But at the same time, you need running backs. So I'm loving how this draft is going so far. Najee Harris, Swift, okay. I mean, it's expected. Aaron Jones, he's big on my list. Kamara is big on my list, even though he has that suspension, right? But I'm gonna buy high on that upside, even in half PPR. I believe in Kamara. Now, I'm not a Saquon Barkley type guy, but guess what? If he falls to me in a 14-man league in the second round, you best believe I'm gonna take Saquon. I have Nick Chubb queued up. I have Javonte Williams queued up. I'm gonna be getting one of these guys. Okay. It's all about me getting the best value, me getting running backs, because running backs are going to be so important. You don't want to end up having 4 stud wide receivers early, and then you're banking on guys like Damian Harris, or you're banking on guys like some of these lesser tier running backs, and it's gonna get ugly. I'm glad that I'm picking out of the 7th spot, because I don't have to wait from pick to pick. I'm right smack dab in the middle. So even right now, you have Leonard Fournette, right? He's a great get. You have Nick Chubb. He's a great get. You have Javonte Williams. You have Mike Evans. So somebody's going to say, hey, I'm going to go and get Mike Evans, or I'm going to go and get Tyreek Hill, which is fine. I'd rather have Mike Evans this year over Tyreek Hill. So at this point, I have 3 guys, and I pick next. So either I get Nick Chubb, who I have higher than Javonte Williams, or I get Javonte Williams. One of these 2 guys are going to be my next pick. Obviously, I can make things spicy and go with Mark Andrews. But the way that these running backs are flying off the board, give me Javonte Williams. So I now have Dalvin Cook and Javonte Williams as my running backs to start this 14-man league. I'm enjoying this. For those of you guys that are tuning in, please like, please share, please subscribe. If you have questions, feel free to chime in the comment section, and I will get to them in between drafting. So like I said, guys, I'm loving how this draft has started. It's just beautiful right now. You see that running backs continue to go. So Mark Andrews just went, which is that's great value. Getting Mark Andrews, one of the top 3 tight ends, undisputed. Now, when it comes back to me in the 3rd round, if I see Kyle Pitts I'm gonna grab Kyle Pitts, okay? But I don't know. You guys know that I love Brees Hall. If Brees Hall is available in the third round, I might have to just reach to get Brees Hall. Now, my wide receivers might end up looking crazy at the end in terms of not, all these top tier guys, but the way that these running backs are flying off the board, I still might be able to get some legit wide receivers that are being pushed down because these running back values are going skyrocket right now. So if I see Kyle Pitts, not the biggest Kyle Pitts guy, but he will give me a pretty solid tight end. But no, I won't go Kyle Pitts. I'm not going to go Kyle Pitts. Just because if I get Kyle Pitts as my third round pick, it's going to make the rest of my team look crazy. Guys that I'm going to target are going to be guys like Ezekiel Elliott for sure. Elijah Mitchell is a pretty good pick right here. I'll queue him up just in case he's available. Travis Etienne is a good one, and then Brees Hall. So my next pick is going to be out of these four guys. Hopefully all four guys don't get sniped. Let's see, these guys are in the comments. I don't know what they're saying, but I don't really care. I'm just focused on my draft board right now. A.J. Dillon is also a pretty good get. But I'm also going to consider getting a pretty good wide receiver if one becomes available. You always want to get the best value possible. Just don't go, oh, I'm going into this thing and I'm going to get 4 running backs out the gate. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. But what I do want to do is I definitely want to have a top tight end. And when you look at tight ends, let's see who's still available right now. You have Kyle Pitts, you have George Kittle, Darren Waller, Dalton Schultz. All these guys are in my queue. But what if I don't get one of these 4 and I say, let me just wait a little bit. Maybe I get a Dallas Goedert or a Dawson Knox, TJ Hawkinson, Cole Kmet, Zach Ertz, Pat Freiermuth. So there's guys to be had, especially in a 14-man. Tight ends might not just be the biggest advantage. So I want to load up on running backs for sure. I want to have the best running back group out of this draft. Wide receivers, you still have T. Higgins out here, DJ Moore, you have Mike Williams, Terry McLaurin, you have Cortland Sutton. The receiver room is just so deep. Even if I end up having Gabe Davis and Brandon Cooks starting, and I have 4 really good running backs that can catch and run the ball, I'm okay with that. Dalvin Cook has receiving upside. Javonte Williams has receiving upside. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. Let me go back to all the players. So Ezekiel Elliott is still out here. Elijah Mitchell is still out here. Travis Etienne and Brees Hall. So I still like Brees Hall. So let's just see what happens. I'm going to take a quick little break. I'm going to mute my mic, and then we're going to get back to this thing shortly. All right, guys, I'm back. So I continue to watch the board, and I see Elijah Mitchell still out here. Ezekiel Elliott is still out here. Keenan Allen is very, very intriguing. I might consider Keenan Allen, being that he is a 100 catch guy. You know what you're going to get out of Keenan Allen every single year. He's so consistent. He's going to give you 100 receptions. He's going to give you 1,100 yards. He's going to give you six touchdowns or 4 to 6 touchdowns. So that's who Keenan Allen is. So it pretty much stays the same. It stays the same every single year with Keenan Allen. Obviously, you have the injury concerns. But you have injury concerns with just about everybody. Kyle Pitts just went off the board. I'm happy about that. That way, I don't even have to be tempted to go Kyle Pitts. I'm interested to see who goes quarterback first. The team that goes quarterback first will most likely end up with the worst team. Because in a 14-man, you do the math. If everybody grabs 2 quarterbacks, that's 28 quarterbacks, and it's 32 starting quarterbacks in the league. Now, I'm going to be able to, okay, Josh Allen just went. Josh Allen just went in the 3rd round. That is crazy. That's wild to me. But if you're going to get a quarterback, that's one to grab. Josh Allen is a guy that's going to give you, he's solid. He's going to give you rushing touchdowns and things of that nature. Because in this league, you only get 4 points per per touchdown instead of getting 6 points per touchdown. So it makes a huge difference. If you're going to grab a quarterback, you want to grab a high touchdown throwing quarterback, or you're going to have a middle of the pack kind of guy. So for me, I'd rather have these quarterbacks that run. Guys like Josh Allen runs, but he passes, or guys like Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Hurts. Those are the kind of guys that I'm looking for out of my quarterback. So I'm faced with a tough decision. Keenan Allen, or do I go Ezekiel Elliott, Eli Mitchell, Travis Etienne, and Breece Hall? I might have to just okay, Lamar Jackson just went. That's tough. So if you want to run in quarterback in this league, you might have to make your pick early. Let me check the comment section. Okay. Hey, what's good, man? Says, what's up, brother? How are you doing today, man? I'm doing great. Good to see you, bro. I'm in here doing a live 14-man draft right now. Big Money League, $150 league. Winner takes home $1,200, and then you have other prizes. Like if you win your division, you get $100. So it's a lot right now. So I'm gonna make this call. This call right here, they're gonna help me make this pick because as it is right now, I really don't know where to go. So let me see if my guy answers the phone one time. I have 53 seconds and I'm gonna use it all. Hello? Hey, what up, bro? You on a live show. I'm gonna put you on speaker, all right? All right, brother. So you are on speaker right now, and I got 40 seconds to pick. I've drafted Dalvin Cook and I've drafted Javonte Williams. Should I take Ezekiel Elliott, Elijah Mitchell, Breece Hall, or Travis Etienne, or Keenan Allen? Yeah, the quarterbacks get only 4 points per pass, per touchdown. It's half PPR. One quarterback. So the choices that I have right now is Keenan Allen, Ezekiel Elliott, Elijah Mitchell, Travis Etienne, and Breece Hall. Redraft. Yeah, I ran out of time, so I went on and took Breece Hall. It was between Ezekiel Elliott and Breece Hall. Yeah, I thought long and strong about Keenan Allen. Yeah. Potential top five receiver position. If you think about the points, right? Who's really beating the points? Because Breece Hall, he has to contend with Michael Carter, at least at the start of the season. Right. Michael Carter, and he's not had a great offense. Then we have Etienne. Right. Really hadn't seen what he's done. Exactly. Again, not an offense. Mm-hmm. Who else did you say? Just give me 1 second. Hey, Mr. Lee, man, appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. Please like, please subscribe, please share. But yeah, any advice that you have, I got you when it comes to fantasy. Just ask your questions and I'm gonna get to them. So at that point, it was Elijah Mitchell, Travis Etienne, Ezekiel Elliott, and Keenan Allen, and Breece Hall. My love for Breece Hall made me reach for Breece Hall. He possibly could have, he might have made it to me, but. Yeah, Keenan Allen was the pick. Keenan Allen was definitely the pick, but I was running out of time. At that time, I had like 10 seconds, and I don't know who I had queued up first. Right. I was like, man, I called Tommy, and Tommy was here like, I don't know what Tommy was thinking, I was running out of time. Yeah, man. Right. It's, 40, it's like 50 seconds or 55 seconds a pick, or maybe it's a minute a pick. I don't know. But even coming up right now, you got Elijah Mitchell still up here. And the reason why I wanted to go running back heavy is that it's 2 flex spots. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 flex spots. Quarterbacks don't get a lot of points and this and that. So there's still receivers out here. You still got Mike Williams, you got Terry, you got Cortland Sutton, you got Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson. That's another good one. You know what I'm saying? So all these different options are here. Appreciate you, Mr. Lee. Yeah. Right. Right. Hey, Tommy, give me 1 second. So, Mr. Lee said, I have Cortland Sutton and Zeke as my wide receiver 2 and RB2. How are you feeling about this team? He has Cortland Sutton and then he has Elliott. I like Cortland Sutton. I like Elliott. What about you, Tommy?
I hate both those guys.
You hate both of those guys?
I hate both those guys. Sutton has great touchdown potential. And then Zeke, oh man, you just hope Zeke is running, in between the numbers and get a lot of load there. I mean, he is an elite offense, but he has to contend with Pollard. And in his second, he's in the last year of guaranteed money in his contract. So,
right.
It's a little risky. But I would go. I would start if those are your wide receivers too. Then I would hope that you got other elite players, and I would start just getting more people at those positions.
Right. Now, with my next pick that's coming up, right? Should I hit him one more time? I know you're not big on J.K. Dobbins. I am this year. Would you go? So we don't even know who J.K. Dobbins is. Like, we've never really seen him healthy either. Now, because the way that this league is going to go,
it depends on who's your wide receiver options. If you got Deontay Johnson or somebody who brings elite potential,
right?
Then you can't trade him in for somebody whose highest year was 165 points.
Exactly. So I have Terry Q. Terry's gone. Deontay Johnson most likely doesn't make it to me, but Jalen Waddle and Amon-Ra St. Brown is here.
Go Waddle over St. Brown for me.
I feel you.
I'm going Waddle over St. Brown. Waddle, listen.
Are you going Waddle over J.K. Dobbins?
I'm going Waddle over J.K. Dobbins.
I respect it. I mean, these are questions that I got to ask. Are you going Waddle over DK Metcalf?
No, because hopefully Drew Lock gets in there. And then, but I know this is a big if.
Yeah, exactly. Half PPR. Yeah, I'm going. I'm going Waddle, man. And I'm going Waddle.
It was Dynasty, go DK.
Right.
But as far as this year, go Waddle.
All right. So Mr. Lee says, I've got Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce, Javonte Williams, Mahomes as my main guys. You got a squad. Right. Mr. Lee also says, how are you feeling about Michael Thomas? Do you think he plays week 1 and gets back to his old form? So Tommy says, yes, he plays. I say he better play. I mean, he's been out for 5 years.
I'm not sure about his old form.
Yeah. So Metcalf just got snatched, so that makes my decision easy. I'm definitely going to go Jalen Waddle. George Kittle is out here. Juju Smith-Schuster is out here. Rashad Bateman is out here. I'm going to go Waddle just because I know who Waddle is and what Waddle has done. So go Waddle. His team is looking good. I know I reached on the Breece Hall pick, but those are some of the risks that you take. If Breece Hall is everything I think he's going to be, I'm gonna enjoy having him on my team. They didn't draft him as the first running back to not use him. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel
that's true. When he was a second round pick, not a first, and then that offense has a lot of work to do.
Right.
Joe Mixon's a great running back, but remember, just because you have great talent doesn't mean it's going to work out for you. But hopefully,
Absolutely. So, Mr. Lee, man, you're welcome, man. This is what we do. Just join us through the season. We're going to be coming on doing waiver wire shows and previews and things of that nature. So me and Tommy are both from Nashville, Tennessee. That's where we are. Nashville, Tennessee. He's a Titans fan, and I am a Washington Commanders fan. Best name in football, Washington Commanders. So Tommy didn't even know he'll be on this show. I didn't even know Tommy was going to be on the show. I was really calling, but bro, you feel free to leave at any moment. I'm going to draft until it's like 5:50, and I'm going to leave and go grab my kids. But coming up, so J.K. Dobbins is still out there, right? Josh Jacobs is still out there, but I think I'm good on running backs for now. Like being that I've grabbed 3 early, there's no other running back that I see that's like game changer. You know what I'm saying? That's like world class. Now, Josh Jacobs does have some upside, but there's also a lot of people down on Josh Jacobs.
I like Josh Jacobs. I'm actually big on Josh Jacobs.
I'm big on Josh Jacobs as well.
This discount, perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
And the only thing is he'll probably be closer to running back 18 than he is running back 12 this year.
That's the thing. So it's all about value. If he's available in the 6th round, then all day. You know, I think in the 6th round, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tackle running back one more time. But there's still guys like Chris Godwin out here. So like in each block, I'm going to give you players that are available like in each little block or whatever. So I have to come out of this draft with either Kyler Murray or Trey Lance.
In the redraft, don't look at Chris Godwin this year.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I actually wish I went away from Chris Godwin this year. They got so many guys. They got Gase. They got Julio Jones.
Right.
They got to measure those targets up.
Right.
They have so many receivers. They had to let go of Tyler Johnson. You know, they kept Scotty Miller,
right?
Who's a direct competition for Chris Godwin. So I'm just not sure how they're going to divvy that up.
Right. I feel you. So, bro, as it stands right now, these quarterbacks are evaporating in terms of the guys that fit the mold of what I want, which is I want a scrambling quarterback, and the only two left is Kyler Murray and Trey Lance. Because if you're only getting 4 points per touchdown, right, it changes everything. Don't you think?
Right.
These running quarterbacks are going to finish higher than a lot of these other guys. Maybe Brady is the exception just because he's gotten 40 touchdowns the last 2 years, which I think he's going to get 40 once again. But between these three guys, I'm going to get one. But at the same time, I want to make sure that my team is up to par before I strike on quarterback. If I miss out on one of those two guys, I'm not going to reach. Then at that point, it's like, okay, wait, because what's going on right now, bro, is that they're reaching for quarterbacks. So Josh Jacobs just went. Juju Smith-Schuster just went, a guy that I'm big on. Jerry Jeudy's still out here. Rashad Bateman, like my guys, Elijah Moore, they're all out here. But I shall also think that there's still other wide receivers that are going to be the, Batemans and the Judys and the Eli Moores, even 2 or 3 rounds down. It's just all about getting the right guy. So would you go another stud wide receiver? Would you even go J.K. Dobbins is still out here for now. I pick in 3 picks. Dobbins is still out here. Bateman, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, Damian Harris, or just go get Kyler Murray now and then worry about the rest later. What's your approach?
I think I'm still going receiver because I think you can get a decent option later, and then you can play around. It was up to you if you want to play around with somebody. Around with somebody like Marcus Mariota, so but that be your second quarterback.
Right.
You kind of see how it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You kind of see how his season's going. Like, so if he's getting rushing touchdowns, or if he can fit that mold for you.
Right. I mean, if I don't get like the scrambling guys, which is fine, then all I'm gonna do is just grab a Kirk Cousins late or grab a whoever. So there's still gonna be valuable wide receivers available. It's not I have to get this Russian guy to because there's still gonna be guys available. Another position that I have my eye on is tight end because they are evaporating, but there's still some guys that I want. So staring at me right now, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got J.K. Dobbins, Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, Damian Harris. So in terms of grabbing a wide receiver, what wide receiver you think Amon-Ra St. Brown, or should I just go Bateman or Elijah Moore? What do you think with this next pick?
That's actually a tough one.
Because I love St. Brown, and it's half PPR.
Brown and Bateman I'm probably going
Bateman
in that position. Probably going Bateman or St. Brown. They're probably in the same tier for me.
Same tier, yep.
I'm going that over Elijah Moore because of his offensive end.
Right.
So I'm going either Bateman or Elijah or
St. Brown. Yeah. I'm going to go Bateman just because of my love for Bateman. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, but, it's a lot of mouths to feed over there compared to Bateman who, who's really over there. You know what I'm saying?
and since you're at half point,
Right.
Bateman could probably just be the guy.
Right.
Because I'm not sure how many touchdowns St. Brown's get.
Right. Hey, but last year, St. Brown only had 5 touchdowns last year. So yeah, definitely Bateman has the touchdown upside. But then the same can be said about Waddle. Waddle only has 6 touchdowns last year, but he had 104 receptions. But you're definitely right. I definitely should have gone Keenan Allen over Breece Hall.
Yeah, I kind of told you late. You kind of get calm between the two.
Right.
But yeah, Keenan Allen would have been a pick, but it's okay.
Yeah, man. Mr. Lee said his favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs, mainly because of Tyreek Hill, but he's gone now, and he's from the Netherlands / Holland. Greetings, man. It's pretty awesome for somebody to be watching me live all the way from the Netherlands / Holland. That's pretty dope. I never thought I'd be YouTubing. Huh?
That's what time it is.
Yeah. Mr. Lee, if you're still watching, what time is it over there in Netherlands / Holland? I don't know if he's still here or if he's gone, but definitely got my question in. Let me see. So at the top of the board, Elijah Moore's. I'm looking at wide receivers only. So Elijah Moore's still out here. It's swinging back down, right? And I feel good about my draft so far to have 2 wide receivers and to have 3 running backs. I feel really, really good. Trey Lance is still out here. Trey Lance is still down here, and he might just be my next pick. Him or Tom Brady. I know it's the thing with quarterbacks is that it's 14 man, but you got to remember you want to have a top 7 quarterback than have a bottom 7.
Right.
And if you get the right one, you don't have to be worrying about switch this guy out, switch that guy out. But now we talk about Trey Lance and we talk about Tom Brady. At least with Tom Brady, we know who Tom Brady is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tom Brady is as solid as it comes. He's just going to get you the yards. He's going to get you the touchdowns.
I'm going Tom Brady over Lance.
Same.
Brady makes it for you.
Same. That's the guy. Like you can't debate Brady. Bro, I took Brady over Joe Burrow in redraft. I was in the redraft league, and I took Tom Brady. And everybody was shocked. It's Tom Brady, man. With all the weapons, he had 43 touchdowns last year. He threw for 5,300 yards. Now, the 5,300 yards might not be there next year, but everything else, the touchdowns is going to be there. The interceptions is always low. He even rushed for 2 touchdowns. So he really had 45 touchdowns last year. Tom Brady just went, got me, man. That is my fault for waiting this late to grab a quarterback, but it's all good. So Mr. Lee says right now it's 12:30 a.m. Wow, that is pretty wild. It says, do you have massive chat delay perhaps? He goes, I feel like my messages come up each 5 minutes. It's all good. So Mr. Lee, I'm actually looking at my draft. Then I come back and look at the chat. So, so I'm focused on the draft more so than the chat, but I just kind of bounce back and forth. Because when I share my screen, I have to go from screen to screen. Even though you're seeing my screen, I have to go back from the chat screen back to the draft screen. So that's what happens. That's why I'm kind of getting back to the chats within 5 minutes. And when it's like, if there's a lot of people in the chat, then I don't really get to the chats as often. Yeah. So Mr. Lee says, it makes sense. So yeah, you'll know when I'm from screen to screen. Like when it starts to get close to my pick, like right now I pick 7 picks from now, then I hop on my Yahoo screen. Then I come back here. So that's kind of like what I'm doing right now, going back and forth. So Tommy, man, we here, and Damian Harris is still out here. Rashad Penny, Hollywood Brown. I'm not big on Hollywood Brown.
Have you already covered all your starting positions in your slot in your
flex? So I have one more flex spot, and then I have a tight end spot. The tight ends. Let me look at tight ends because they starting to evaporate. Dawson Knox is still out here. T.J. Hawkinson is still out here. Komet and Zach Ertz is still out here, but it's still early to go tight end. Yeah, I'd rather fade tight end in this draft. 14 man. How many people are actually going to have good tight ends? So Damian Harris just went. That just tells you that I snatched up 4 running backs, and these guys. 3 running backs, and these guys are mad. There's no running backs available now, bro. We talked about value. We talked about this the other day. Antonio Gibson is sitting right here, right?
Yeah.
Because I was planning on going with Brian Robinson Jr. with my very last pick. Nobody's looking at him. At least I hope so. Hopefully Tori is not watching the stream. So do I go Gibson here or do I go? I mean, the receivers that are available are like, whatever, you know.
What quarterbacks are available?
So Gibson just went. So Trey Lance is still available. Trey Lance is probably the guy to grab right now. So Trey Lance, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott. Oh man, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Carr. Just wait, right? Yeah, definitely wait. So Gibson just went. Gibson just got snatched with the number 72 pick. So that's fine. So back to the drawing board. I'm not gonna go Rashad Penny.
Why not?
I could, and then handcuff later on with Kenneth Gainwell. So I could go Penny. Who else is out of here? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know, I don't fool with him. Tony Pollard is here. Nope. Devin Singletary is here. Hunter Winfrey is here. I'm good on that. So this is the point of the draft where it's kind of like, whatever. Now, down at the bottom, right? So Rashad Penny just went. Down at the bottom, Chris Godwin is right here. Chris Godwin, hey.
Listen, at this point, you can go Godwin. What other receivers is out? Is Juju out?
Juju's gone. Yeah, the receivers have evaporated. So here's the receivers, like the first 7 on this board. You got Hollywood Brown, Darnell Mooney, Brandon Ayuk, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, and then Chris Godwin. Now
I'm going Hollywood Brown over Godwin. I'm going Hollywood Brown, and then my second pick would probably be, I would say Kirk. A lot of people are going to be high on Kirk this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say I'll probably take my chances with Godwin before I go with Kirk. But okay. I'm going Hollywood Brown over Godwin this year because it's redraft.
Right. All right, so Hollywood is still here looking at me. Dude took Russell Wilson. I'm going to say YOLO and go Hollywood Brown. He's a guy that I never get, but sometimes those are the guys that help you win your leagues. So I just scooped up Hollywood Brown. I'm hoping that he gets me some touchdowns this year. But I'm telling you this: if Godwin,
Look at his points from last year.
His points from last year. Let me go back to him. I don't know what happened. Let me go back to Hollywood Brown. It's not showing up for some reason. Yeah, it's not showing up. I just got to look at it from another. Yeah, I don't know what happened. He got mad at me. He got mad at me, and he's not showing. Because usually you can
appreciate.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. All right. Whew. All right. So last year he had 91 receptions. I see why you like Hollywood. Okay. So yeah, last year
who's getting the ball in that offense right now?
It's a lot of mobs to feed still. I like Zach Ertz a lot. I like Rondale Moore.
What did he do last year? I like Moore too, but what did he do last year?
Let me see.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. But Zach Ertz is still a huge factor. And then, obviously when DeAndre Hopkins comes back, he's going to want the ball a lot.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know.
I know there's going to be 6 weeks Hollywood Brown is going to get.
But that's just 6 weeks. That's 6 weeks.
So that Ertz is dealing with a minor issue. So,
but see, bro, me.
This week 1 status is up in the air.
Bro, me, I'd rather have Godwin than have Hollywood. If Godwin misses 6 games and Hollywood balls out for those 6 games, when Chris Godwin comes back, it's Godwin the rest of the season. Week to week, is Hollywood going to outscore Chris Godwin?
I think he has a good chance.
Right. So Mr. Lee says, how are you feeling about Trey Lance this season? Just got to this message. I like Trey Lance a lot. I like Trey Lance more than most. Hopefully Trey Lance makes it a few more rounds. I doubt he makes it a few more rounds, but there's just so many quarterbacks out there. It doesn't even really matter anymore. Yeah, I don't have to get that running quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like how many rushing yards is Trey Lance really gonna have? Is Trey Lance really gonna run like we think he's gonna run? You know what I'm saying? So as much as I like Trey Lance and we all know he's a running quarterback, he might not run like we think he's gonna run. So yeah, but back to what we were saying.
I think he'll run,
mm-hmm.
But if he ends up having a bad go of it,
mm-hmm.
say they go 0-5,
right,
or 0-4.
Mm-hmm.
This is a team that went far last year.
With Jimmy, yeah.
Garoppolo's
mm-hmm.
sitting there in the wings, like, hey, I you know, if nothing else, he wins games.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you know, but I still like Trey Lance.
But if you do that, if you bench Trey Lance, you cannot go back. His confidence is gonna say, I broke my back, spinal. Like his confidence is gonna be gone. I don't see how Trey Lance can bounce back from getting benched. I don't.
Well, the Niners did not. They did not want to lose Garoppolo for nothing.
Okay.
That was their biggest issue. They should have just bit the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
That way, they fully could have gave Trey Lance the goal. That way, if he went 0-5, it wouldn't matter. They could keep going.
Right.
But now, since Garoppolo is still there, you go 0-4.
Right.
You're up against 4-5.
Right.
That's a hole you really can't climb out of.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some church.
Yeah.
For Garoppolo. You know, and I doubt that happens. I do think Trey Lance is going to ball. I'm just sitting here saying.
No, I mean, I feel you. Like, bro, it's like, it's so many sure picks left that if you go Trey Lance, just willy-nilly, just, oh, give me Trey Lance, right? What do we really know about Trey Lance? You know what I'm saying? It's like, to be honest, if Godwin is available and Trey Lance is available with my next pick, I'm going to go Godwin. Like, bro, I understand that it's so many mouths to feed in Tampa Bay, right? But when I look at Tampa Bay and when I look at what Chris Godwin did the last, how many weeks was it, right? If you take Julio Jones and you make him into that Antonio Brown role, right? Yeah. What this says to me is that Chris Godwin was the most targeted wide receiver on that squad last year.
You know, I'm a Godwin guy. Mm-hmm. You know, I truly am. I'm a Godwin guy. I love Chris Godwin. I'm just saying they do have a lot of targets. The offensive line.
They don't. They don't have a lot of targets. They lost Gronkowski. All you added was so Antonio Brown out, Julio in, right? Russell Gage. Mm-hmm. Nobody's worried about Russell Gage. Nobody cares. Russell Gage.
I think Gage has more talent than you let on.
Russell Gage has more talent, but when you're looking at the pecking order, like Godwin came back for a reason, right? Tom Brady. There was a reason. There was a reason why.
I'm sure you that Chris Godwin is fully recovered from his injury.
But you know what though? It's a risk. It's a risk that you take. That if it pans out, like looking at this board, Ramondre Stevenson and Devin Singletary and Devontae Smith, you know what I'm saying? Cordero Patterson, Robert Woods. When I go down this list, he is the best person.
He's the best person. No, I agree with you.
You see what I'm saying? So it might not work. It might not work, but the cool thing is that I think
Godwin in that position would be great.
Right. I filled my flex spot.
How many picks before yours?
I had 5 picks. He's probably not gonna make it to me.
5 picks before yours?
Yep. He's not gonna make it to me. I should have taken him over Hollywood Brown, but Hollywood Brown was just too good to pass up.
Is he at the top of the ADP?
He's on the bottom. So it's like it says that he makes it to me. Devin Singletary just went 4 picks to go. You got Ramondre, you got Trey Lance, you got Kirk, and you got Melvin Gordon. And I know some guys are looking for running backs because I grabbed a lot of them. So you're gonna see Kareem Hunt go. I can't grab a Kareem Hunt because I have Chubb. No, did I get Chubb? No, I didn't get Chubb. Kareem Hunt is still a pretty good pick right here if Godwin goes. But still here, this guy went Christian Kirk, which is very respectable. So even till now, Ramondre Stevenson is up here. Okay, TJ Hockenson goes. Okay. 2 picks away. 2 picks away. I got Trey Lance and Chris Godwin queued up. Devontae Smith is here. Kareem Hunt is here. Oh, plenty. There's still plenty quarterbacks. Don't mind me. I just.
So which quarterback can be a top? Who can be a top 10 quarterback?
Oh, Dak Prescott is here. Stafford is here. Kirk Cousins is here. Rodgers, Carr.
Okay.
You feel me? So they're still, even with the rules, these are high touchdown guys.
Yeah.
You know,
those are guys that can finish in the top 10.
Exactly, and that's all you look for. You know.
So that's why I'm not sure why you want to take Trey Lance there, because even if you think about it as far as 4 to 6 on touchdown passes, so rushing touchdowns. I mean, how many rushing touchdowns do you really think he's going to get?
Right.
I'd rather get somebody that's going to throw 45 touchdowns, 40 touchdowns, as opposed to somebody who might throw 20 and might run.
Right. I was just looking at you rush for 10 yards, you get 1 point. You know what I'm saying? When you look at that, okay, so Godwin is here. That's the pick. There's no debate. That's the pick. That's the pick. Godwin, me, please. Godwin is on my bench. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe it. In this draft, I love drafting out of this spot. Now, here's something intriguing, bro. You might call this a wasted pick, and it might be. Coming back, so Trey Lance just went, which is fine. You can have him. I didn't want him that much. Coming back down, right? In this block, this is where possibly all the quarterbacks just might go. Dak Prescott is in this block. Stafford is in this block. Dak Prescott just went. So this is the quarterback run. It's either get one or you forget about it.
How many picks before yours now?
10 picks. But even with these 10 picks, if I miss out on the first block of people, I still have Rodgers and Carr on the next block. So I'm just hoping. But my question to you is, before I log off the stream in 8 minutes, DeAndre Hopkins is here looking at me. No. Okay. All right. Just because, Hollywood Brown and it's just it's kind of wasted. Yeah. All right. Just want to make sure. You didn't even say, hey, I'm going to think about it. You just said no. Hey, all right, Mr. Lee, man. Go ahead and get you some sleep. Appreciate you hopping on the stream, brother. And anytime I'm on, feel free to hop on. Enjoy your sleep. Enjoy your time. Appreciate you dropping in all the way from the Netherlands, Holland. Love it. So, Hopkins, I feel you. And then they might not even have an IR that can take a suspended player. So, that's definitely, I definitely would have got myself on that one. Now,
you can probably get that guy 3 picks. Anybody takes that guy 3 picks before, within the next 3 picks is doing way too much. In my opinion,
right?
You don't know what that guy's going to be, and I'm just not sure.
Right.
I thought didn't he have a down season?
He had a down season. Let me look at what he did last year. So last year with injury, I won't say it was a down season. He did have 8 touchdowns. So he had 42 receptions, 572 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So at the end of the day, we know who DeAndre Hopkins is. Touchdowns are great, but I'm not fooling with him at this point in the draft.
I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I already took one risk in Chris Godwin. Can't be having like a team full of risk like Chop.
And what if he was only still, doing that well because of the drugs?
Right.
So what if he's not taking drugs and he's not doing so well?
That's true. And it's not like I have Kyler Murray to just kind of stack this AZ offense. So Matthew Stafford just went, and I'm getting really nervous right now. Zach Ertz also just went. Now deep down here, Kenneth Gainwell is here. I mean, not Kenneth Walker is here. He's a potential as a guy that I look at, but I have to fix that quarterback position. So no on Kenneth Gainwell.
No on Gainwell. No on
Sorry.
Walker.
Yeah, Walker. I meant not Gainwell. Sorry. Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell is like a guy I get like late.
You need to go quarterback.
Quarterback.
You don't want every elite option at quarterback.
That's
so
true.
You got a great team, so you need to. So the value now is trying to salvage what you can at quarterback.
All right. So at quarterback, I have 3 options. There's really only 3 options. Like you're right. Like it's 5 picks, 3 quarterbacks that I want. I gotta grab one. You have Kirk Cousins, who last year had 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, with a new offensive coordinator this year that's going to, ball out. Now, you have Aaron Rodgers with less weapons this year, and I'm kind of scared of Aaron Rodgers this year, but 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You can't beat that, right? He's the safest. Then you have Derek Carr, who we don't know what we're going to get. He had 4,800 yards last year. He had 23 touchdowns, but they're projecting for 30-something. So out of these 3 guys, who are you going? Cousins?
I'm going Cousins. I'm probably going Cousins because I think that his touchdowns are going to go up. I do think, or if nothing else, he should have about the same season.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron Rodgers still has higher upside.
Right, but I think they run the ball.
Well, the reason I say that I think Aaron Rodgers has a higher upside is just because I never saw what was his receiver's name? Adams. I never saw Adams even though Adams would be the receiver that get all those catches and stuff. I never really saw him as a real touchdown threat.
Right.
So as far as touchdown,
That's true.
Somebody else, they're just gonna have other people filling in those roles.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has more options for touchdowns now with the guys that he has playing.
Okay, so
I think Rodgers is gonna be fine.
Right.
He doesn't have that elite receiving option, but he's just gonna have to get it in other ways.
he's gonna get a lot of touchdowns, but so last year Rodgers had 332 in points and Cousins had 302, and that's with all the weapons that Cousins had.
Right.
So who are you going, Cousins, Rodgers, or Carr? Right here.
Go Cousins. It's the safest one. Plus Cousins, they just got they moved on from Gary Kubiak's offense.
Yeah.
They got a new offense, and it's supposed to be a little bit more passer friendly.
All right, I'm gonna go Cousins. YOLO. I mean, all of them. Like I trust Cousins' weapons more than I trust Rodgers' weapons. I just don't want it to be a season where Rodgers has 26 touchdowns like he did like a few years ago, and everybody said,
Right.
"Oh, Rodgers had a bad year," but he didn't have a bad year. It was just that he was just chilling. You know what I'm saying? He just chilled and just didn't really do Rodgers type things.
They had bad offensive line play.
Yeah.
And then there was some other factors. They had a great defense that year. They ran the ball a little bit more.
Right.
It was different things. But I agree. You don't want
Now,
a 22nd quarterback.
right now, my question to you is, so I got that Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook stack. Never thought I would, but if it comes back to you and you have a chance to get Rodgers or Carr, do you double up on quarterback and then trade one?
I'm going. If you're doing that, I'm going Rodgers.
That's
if you're
good.
not doing that, then I would still get a second quarterback. But like I said, I'm looking at somebody like Marcus Mariota,
Right.
somebody who has you can get him really, really late, next to nothing,
right,
and he has a high ceiling.
Mhm.
Some weeks, he might be able to really get you a lot of points.
right. Jameis Winston is down there too.
Another one, James Winston.
Definitely got my eye on him.
But I would say doubling up with Aaron Rodgers with the team you already have will make you get you that's pretty elite team to have.
Gotcha. Makes plenty sense.
And there's plenty of tight ends. Like this year, there's gonna be plenty of tight ends. Not all the tight ends are gonna be elite, but once you get past tight end 5,
available right now. What's available right now is ugly, man. I'm gonna just go zero tight end. You got Irv Smith, Austin Hooper, Tyler Higbee, Evan Ingram, Albert O, Gerald Everett, Gesicki. So I'm at that point to where I don't even
all
care.
those guys are the same guy.
Yeah, they're the same. Yep. I missed out on Ertz, who I really liked. I think Ertz is the top 7 tight end this year. I could be totally wrong. But it is what it is. I'd rather have.
Ertz is a dinosaur too.
Yeah, he is. But it's redraft. You don't care about
right.
that.
No, but I'm just saying he can get hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
He's hurt now.
Yeah.
He's hurt now.
That's true. So coming up, because I got to get off here soon, like in the next minute or so. So coming up, I picked 10 picks from now. You got Robert Woods. You got Darrell Henderson. It's time to start looking at another running back just in case. You got Kadarius Toney, which I like a lot this year. You have Nyheim Hines, Russell Gage. You got Chris Olave, George Pickens, Madison. I do have Dalvin Cook. Do I cuff with Madison early, or I just wait and just call it YOLO and just hope that somebody drops Madison at some point in the season?
Early. That way you know you have the lot.
Gotcha.
The thing about having a Nyheim Hines or one of those other running backs is that you can't trust them on it. You can't put him in and just say this guy's going to have this great week.
Right.
But if Cook was to get hurt and Madison comes in, Madison's going to have a great week for you.
Right. That's true.
That's more valuable to you.
That's true. Let me see if Melvin Gordon is still out here.
Melvin Gordon sucks.
Man, you didn't even hesitate. Oh, man. Hey, I'll give you a 4th-round pick for him in Winter's Coming. Winter's Coming.
Instead of 4th? No.
4th. But he sucks, though.
No, I meant to say Melvin Gordon's great.
Man, Tyler Lockett just went. That would have been a good pick.
No, it wouldn't have been.
Tyler Lockett?
No, it would not have been a good pick.
As your backup receiver, as a bench guy?
No, yeah, I'm down on that. Listen, the only person you can trust out there is Penny.
Mm-hmm.
You can't trust anybody else, especially because Geno is the quarterback. If
I feel
Drew
you.
Lock is the quarterback, and then I would probably say, yeah, you can.
I don't
No.
even trust him. I feel you though. I mean, I feel you. I respect it.
I don't trust Drew Lock, but Drew Lock, you know,
I
he
think
can help somebody get the points, you know.
I think at some point they trade for a quarterback. I see them getting Jimmy Garoppolo. At the trade deadline, Jimmy's going somewhere, but you just never know. You
Seattle's
never know.
team is tanking.
Well, yeah,
Seattle's been tanking.
that can be very
As soon as
true.
they selected Geno Smith to be the starter, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, if that's the
This is
case, you let go of Lockett's big contract. You don't pay DK Metcalf what you pay him. I mean, doesn't make sense,
listen,
but
you got to sell tickets, man. You got to sell tickets. You got to make people think.
I guess.
That there's a product on the field but they're tanking. It's like the Texans.
Right.
Texans are tanking.
All right, bro. So I have several options here, and to be honest, I think I know what I'm gonna do. But let me just get your opinion. At this point in the draft, these guys are drafting kickers,
I love
which
that.
is crazy
I
to
love that.
me. So
I love that.
Aaron Rodgers is looking at me. I have one pick
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
You got Rodgers, you got Darrell Henderson, you got Naheem Hines, you got Madison, which I might still get lucky and get Madison the next pick because the way these guys are drafting,
Get Madison the next one. They're
Yeah.
not even thinking.
they're
about
not
that.
thinking Rodgers.
Get Rodgers.
Oh my
Rodgers.
goodness, what are these guys doing?
Are there any other quarterbacks left?
Man, the quarterbacks on the left is Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Tua, Daniel Jones, Matt Ryan, guys that are going to be on the wire year round. Man, this guy went James Cook. Give me Aaron Rodgers, and at this point, I'm ending the show. I'm going to go grab my kids from the daycare. This has been fun. I got Aaron Rodgers and Godwin on my bench.
There you go.
This is crazy. And when it comes back around, even if I miss out on Madison, there's still like guys like, I know you don't like Gainwell, but he's out here. Nico Collins is out here. Raheem Mostert is out here.
I didn't like Gainwell at where you was trying to get him.
Yeah. No, I said the wrong name. I meant Kenneth Walker, and I said, yeah. So Gainwell is out here.
And even Walker in a redraft,
I feel you. I feel you. I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. 14-man. Oh, bro, Julio is somewhere down here, like down. So even though I have Godwin and he's hurt, Julio, he's not a bad one to have. He's not a bad one to have. Because like when you like in the 11th round, Julio might be out there, Jarvis Landry might be out there, and you know some of these guys like J.D. McKissick now ends up being a decent, decent pick. Rondale Morris way down here, but I already have Hollywood. I don't want to double up on these wide receivers from one team. It's at this point it's like sleepers. You know, like the more that I kind of like scroll down, I see sleepers. In the 12th round, I'm probably gonna grab a Brian Robinson Jr. and I'm gonna stick it I'm gonna stick him into my IR just for that purpose.
Yeah, just focus on the height potential that you.
Exactly. So man, bro, appreciate you, man, hopping on the show and then unexpectedly. I'm gonna log off here and I'm gonna let you know how my draft ended up going.
All right.
All right, bro. Peace.